Sara, take one.
I'm Sara, and I am the founder and COO of REVOL.
My name is Mayo. I'm the CEO of REVOL.
Hi, my name's Raven. I'm the operations manager at REVOL, and
Let's talk about 2020. It was
a shit show.
definitely an interesting year. Lots of high points and lots of low points.
For everyone, and we are no exception as a company or personally. It's been a crazy year.
There was a number of things that we really wanted to accomplish, really scaling out how inclusive REVOL is with our size inclusivity, our flow inclusivity, and especially our gender inclusivity.
We made a lot of really big moves and we did some really fun stuff that I'm super proud of. The year actually started with us making like a very definitive stance on like where we are as a company. January of 2020, we launched our very first male boxer.
We wanted to be able to offer more than one style as both shorts and also being able to appeal to a wider range of menstruators.
We wanted to show our customers really where we stood. Male identifying, female identifying, non-binary, wherever you are in the spectrum, however you identify, that you can find a product at REVOL.
We launched those. We did a poll on the name and then ended up coming with Charlie. We found a really amazing trans-masculine model that was really important to us to actually represent the bodies that this was made for. We wanted to get the feedback as well on people who were living that experience and how this did or did not work for them and their experience with menstruation.
When we launched it, we launched this really cool ad that basically just read, "Not all menstruators are women and not all women menstruate." Immediately, before we could even count to 10, we started getting crazy, massive backlash.
It was like a snowball effect, like 10 comments, then 20 comments, then 100 comments, then 500 comments. And then literally it was like up in the thousands of comments.
I'm talking 5,000 comments.
I literally just remember going home and like bawling my eyes because I hated the idea that there could be people, regardless of whether they're female identifying or male identifying or non-binary, reading these absolutely awful comments on our content. It just like broke my heart.
And I remember coming into work the next day and Sara was really upset, and I think it was Mayo actually who told me some of the comments that had started coming in on this ad.
The ad was literally up for 2 days and it just kept coming and coming and coming.
The issue was with the word menstruator and boiling down people's essence to their biological function, which was not our intention at all. I can understand in a way where they were coming from, but it burst a bubble for me, if I'm being perfectly honest. When I was hearing about it from Mayo and from Sara and seeing how upset Sara was, I could picture what the content of some of these comments were and the issue that people had with the ad itself. And then when I actually saw them and I read them, it was an interesting moment for me personally.
We didn't delete comments, but we tried to moderate. Sometimes they had nothing to do with our underwear or what we were even saying. As the founder, I think I have the little part of me that felt so vulnerable when there was literally a hashtag boycott REVOL trending on that feed, and it was devastating. I felt like this thing that I had put out there that I want everybody to feel absolutely amazing in our product, and my intention of that somebody had such intense negative hate towards that just like crushed me.
Like there's these people over here who have a bodily function and they need a product that's going to be able to take care of their cycle. They identify as women, but there are so many other people who are coming out all the time, literally coming out, and they still have biological functions that don't line up with who they are, and they have to buy products that remind them that they're othered, and we just wanted to give them an option. Honestly, it was heartbreaking to have so many people be so angry that we were recognizing that these were humans at all.
Thank goodness to this community. You guys embraced the Charlie. It's become basically one of our staples within REVOL, and we love to see how it fills a niche, fills a space for people.
Among all the stuff that happened this year, some amazing surprising things that happened. We moved into a new warehouse.
The place that we were in was really great to start with, but we actually grew out of it really quickly. Not only do we have space to produce, we have space to have employees, and we're able to work and keep everyone safe at the same time.
Every month, every day, every week, we seem to grow. Then there were some just things this year. We also started to get noticed by
a competitor who is a lot bigger than we are. Here's the other thing about REVOL. I answer all the customer service emails. Anytime you email REVOL, like the info at REVOL email, that's me. Anytime you DM, that's Sara in social media. Every time someone places an order, I get an email that says, we got an order. If that order is more than $200, I am curious.
We got a massive order.
Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
It was big enough that we all stopped what we were doing because we were like, this is insane.
I turned around and Mayo was shoving his phone in my face, and it had a notification of a new order. It was a lot.
I see the order come through and I like literally just like stop sewing, run upstairs, and I like jump through the door and I'm like, oh my God, did you see the order we just got?
When I realized it was an order, the door just flew open and it was Sara, and she was like, did you see the order? And then all of a sudden we're like, holy someone bought that much of our underwear at one time.
We're like, wow, they bought like one of everything. That's crazy. And I remember seeing like order was to X person, but another person paid for it. And I was like, oh, like maybe it's like a mom buying for their daughter that's in school or something.
Oh, and then I look and see like, it's shipping to like this place, and oh, how exciting is that?
When someone buys that much, we're like, oh my God, they must be like so into our brand.
And then right above that is the email, and it says this person's name at this competitor's company. They used their work email to place a really big order, and as soon as I saw it, it was just like, oh, dude, what the f?
It was actually purchased by the director of product design and director of product development
At insert competitor brand company.
We just went from so much euphoria, like, oh my God, like we're gonna make it through this like up year, and like, look, it's working, people love us, people are supporting us, and then all of a sudden it's just like you just get completely brought back down to not even earth, crust. And then I start scrolling through the actual order and I see that they've bought one of everything, and they've bought it in heavy and medium protection. If it comes in more than one protection, they bought one of each, and they bought them all in the same size, and that size is your standard sample size. Then it's abundantly clear what this company was planning to do with our underwear.
I kind of had two like mixed emotions. One, I felt like cool, like, hey, we're literally being noticed by our biggest competitor. But at the same time, this product that I had developed and I have literally spent all of my time perfecting felt so vulnerable. Even though we're patent pending, it just felt like our product was being bought to be ripped off or replicated.
They bought our whole product line, and usually within the apparel industry, people will buy up, one or two pairs of this or that, a sweater or this, just so you can kind of see what the material is made out of or whatever. But when a company goes and buys a whole product line, they have no other intention than to try and steal your product.
I'll just say, we didn't agree on what to do right away.
My first thing was, I was like, we have to like blow this up. We have to take to the press, that kind of thing. I was like, no one's gonna with us. Like that's the way that I saw it.
But I drafted an email and that essentially said like, we see you, we see what you're doing, and we don't like it. That's tacky. You don't do that. And then we sit on it and we just don't do anything.
I think it was like literally a couple months, like 2 months later.
We get an email, subject line is just the order number, and the person says,
hey, I ordered this
just wondering what the status is, and this time they used their personal email, so maybe they got a little bit smarter. Then at that point, we all sit down and we take my old email and we redraft it.
After a little bit of talking, we decided that we would respond in a bit of a more tongue-in-cheek, sassy but badass way that REVOL is.
And we basically tell them, yeah, we saw your order and we know what you're doing.
We see that you obviously purchased from our company with the intention of ripping us off. We don't agree with that, so what we did for you is we kindly donated all of the underwear and gave it to an amazing cause. Not only did we do that, but here's a list of some local women's shelters and other charities that you guys can donate to as well. Happy holidays and goodbye.
And we just kind of broke it down for them like that. And then we found out that it happened to another period company here in Vancouver. I'm sure you can guess which one.
Since then, we haven't heard a single word.
Coming from a design background, you hire people to design, they should do their job. They shouldn't go knock off or steal or whatever from small brands. Do the work yourself. I did all the work myself.
I love that we just stood up for ourselves in a classy way, in a way that basically says, don't with us.
Those are some of the events of 2020. So much happened this year, but how can you ever really sum up a year like 2020? I'm really excited for 2021. We have so many more good things happening, and we can't wait for you to see it.
Thanks guys for watching, and stay tuned for more from us. Bye.
Don't steal. And if you're gonna steal, just be smarter. Anyway, Merry Christmas.